I finally got around to watching Moana 2, and I was excited for this because I really enjoyed the first Moana, but it's been a little bit difficult to go to the movies to watch things recently because if you haven't been following the channel, I am a fairly new father, so life has been a little bit difficult, but we finally sat down, we watched it. I'm going to break it down, talk about all the plot points, if there's anything that I liked, I disliked. We're going to go through all of it for you today. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Guys, let's talk about Moana 2. So, the movie starts off, and you know what, actually, before we start off with the actual plot, I thought this movie was just good. The first one, I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm not one for musicals, but I know it comes with a Disney movie, so we have to accept it. I think Moana 1 would have been near perfect if it wasn't for all of the singing, with the exception of You're Welcome. That song is a banger, and I actually listen to it every once in a while. Love that song. That's okay, but I'm personally not a fan of the Disney songs. This time around, it was way worse. The songs were even worse, in my opinion, but this movie was just good, but it was a clear step down from the first movie. The first movie was fantastic. I loved Moana and Maui going on their adventure. This one felt like it moved a little bit quicker. I will say, though, the animation, oh my god, is it beautiful. No matter where they were, no matter if they were at the sea, the sky, Maui transforming, them having battle, lightning, don't care what it was. I found myself staring at this movie all the time just going, whew, that is a beautiful scene. I mean, I'm a big fan of artwork and stuff like that, so that's the only thing where it really, really shined, in my opinion. The only other thing that I didn't really like is I didn't like Moana's progression, to be honest with you. I get that she's older. I get that she's like, I don't know if it's the right word to say, but looked at as kind of like a savior to her people. She's a little too arrogant, in my opinion. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. But this movie was good. There were things I liked. There were some things that I didn't like. Let's break it all down. So, of course, we have the time jump. This movie takes place 3 years after Moana 1. Moana has grown up. A lot of people hold her very high. She's coming home. She is the, the ocean surfer, the ocean rider, the wayfinder. Sorry. The wayfinder. That's what she is now. And everybody's looking up to her as if, like, nobody can ride a boat. I don't know. Regardless, so I didn't love Moana just being, like, the coolest person in the world, really living up to it. She's showing people up in the dancing. Like, I didn't really love that. The goal of this movie, though, is she is searching for some ocean-connected people as well. She's looking for, I don't know if they called them tribes in this movie, but another group of people, another people on an island. They believe that there are more people out there, more of their ancestors. But the movie moves on pretty quickly from that because we move on to the vision, and this is where, of course, like the main mission of the movie comes in. Moana has a vision of, and forgive me, I'm just going to call it the island. I don't remember exactly what it was called. It had some, like, island Moana type name for it. There was an island that was sunk in the ocean, but they didn't know it was sunk in the ocean. They needed to go find it. Nobody's ever found it before. If we do not find it and break, was it Nalo? Yes, I have a couple bullet points over here. The storm god, Nalo's curse on the island, then her people will face extinction. I don't know why anybody would want to do that, but like I personally wouldn't believe it, but without that, we wouldn't have a movie. I'd be like, no, I'm good with my family over here. We're not risking anything. But of course, Moana needs to go find their people. She needs to go break the curse. She doesn't assume that Maui will be part of the mission, but of course we continue on. And I will say, while we talk, you know what, we'll talk about Maui a little bit more as we progress. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit off topic over here. I like Maui. Maui's my favorite character in this entire series, and I can't wait to get to him. That was a problem I had in the movie. They took way too long to get to Maui, and I wanted to see more Maui. So the movie moves on fairly quickly. Moana builds a bond with her little sister. She sees her grandma in the ocean. Again, ocean being beautiful. Every single little bit of scenery was fantastic in this movie, okay? She puts a crew together. The crew I didn't love. I didn't love the crew. You had the girl. You had the guy who was a big fan of Maui. He got a chuckle out of me here and there, but I still didn't really like him all that much. And then the chicken's great. The chicken's awesome. I liked the coconut thing. The coconut thing that ended up coming along with him, that was a great addition to the crew. But we set off on our mission. They need to follow a comet in the sky, and apparently, which is really, really far down the ocean, that will lead them to the Lost Island. But now we're actually introduced to Maui, okay? Maui has been trapped by the Batgirl, and again, that purple magic ball, like every single little piece I found in this was amazing. I loved looking at it, but I will say, they just straight up ripped it from Thor Ragnarok, like Maui hanging from his side, like just making jokes, dude. I was like, oh my god, this is literally Thor Ragnarok. But you know what? We'll let it slide. Maui's sick. I like Maui, but he was in trouble. He couldn't get free from the Batgirl for whatever reason, and I guess maybe because he just needed his hook. Regardless, He hesitated calling Moana for help. I don't know how he would call for Moana for help, I guess with some demigod powers, but he hesitated because he's worried about her life. But like I said, the movie continues to move on pretty quickly because we're already like on our mission over here, and they're already kind of reaching towards the comet, but not exactly there yet. This is where they bump into the coconut pirates. They're always great, just like the first movie. I loved them showing up. It was a great callback to the first time around. Moana already was experienced with all of them. They're like, no, we gotta go the other way. They ended up making up, though. One of them ended up staying with Moana. Loved that addition, by the way. He was always really, really funny. There was a giant clam, and I'm sitting here again going, wow, look at that clam. The clam is beautiful. They ended up getting swallowed by the clam, of course, and I loved the way that they got swallowed. The little coconut guy decided to make the sacrifice for everybody else. Was like, didn't care about all of the humans on board. It's like, I'm going to sacrifice this for my people. But I don't know if they expected the island to be within the clam, but they need to like paralyze the clam. They need to go inside the clam. It didn't really make any sense to me. I don't know if the island actually was there, if it was just at the bottom of the ocean. Don't know, but the purpose was, of course, they need to go find Maui and the Batgirl, which was ended up being down there. And this was a little bit strange too, because Moana ended up getting separated from everybody, right? The other crew bumps into Maui, and this is the only part where Moana's new crew made me laugh a little bit, but it wasn't even because of, like, the new crew. It was because Maui was like, oh, this guy's not that creepy at all. Yeah, no, I like him. He's totally not creepy. Like, Maui's the one that made me really laugh, but I was confused because I thought the Batgirl was the villain of the movie. I thought that was the person with the curse, okay? But it turns out it wasn't. I was expecting, like, this had some serious potential, because if she was the one that was bad and like misguiding Moana, because the entire time she was singing a song, she ended up like getting with Moana and just like, hey, here's the path that you need to take. But I thought she was leading her to like her death or something, because Maui was like, oh, the Batgirl's the worst. Where's Moana? And it was like they were setting up like, oh my God, Moana can't be with the Batgirl. She can't be there. I thought she was the bad guy because she captured Maui at the beginning, but I guess she wasn't. I don't know what to make of that. I just would have liked to see her. I would have liked to see that story built differently, with her actually being the villain of the series, capturing Moana, leading her on to God knows where, and Maui actually having to come and save Moana. But Moana has to be like the big cool hero of the story, I guess. I don't know if that was the reasoning, but I feel like that's what it was setting up to be. And then it just wasn't that. Like, Maui ended up talking to her after, and was like, all good. Like, thanks for pointing us to the right direction. Okay. But she ended up singing a song with Moana, ended up pointing her in the right direction. She met up with Maui. That was great. And them two together were pretty cool. Again, what bothered me a little bit, and I don't know if it's just because I liked the first movie so much, I liked Moana kind of being powerless and Maui like being the cool guy, like trying to save her. But Moana was, I don't want to say fearless, but you know, like Moana wasn't like the best like wave rider of all time. I liked it better the first time around. So Moana was kind of like, you know, just breaking magic and stuff. I don't know. It just didn't really fit, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody else feels that same way. I thought like Maui's that guy. Maui's the cool demigod. But they all end up coming together, and the Batgirl ended up giving them a demigod portal, which again, scenery, absolutely gorgeous. Just bringing them to the actual location of the island. So we continue on. All of a sudden, Maui's like, hey, you're all gonna die here. We're here. They just drop in. Again, the cursed sea creatures, super cool, are attacking. The boat's getting destroyed. Everybody's looking like they're gonna die. That moves very quickly, and the boat's destroyed. They end up on an island. Maui has to lift her spirit, and I feel like the weight and the tension here could have just been sat on for longer. I feel like this could have been about a 3-hour movie. This would have been better if we spent a little bit more time with this. It would have been better if we spent a little bit more time of them like stranded out in sea. Not necessarily suffering, but like losing hope. This whole scene had so much potential, and it just felt like it was moving way too quickly, but it was cool. The creature was awesome. The coconut guy was hilarious. I like Maui trying to have to save everybody. I also like too that they actually weren't afraid to not make jokes, because I thought the guy, I don't know his name, the guy that Moana ended up bringing, I thought he was going to make a joke when Maui ended up saving him because he drowned. Maui had to bring him back up to the boat again. I thought he was like, are you okay? Yeah, that was awesome. I thought that was probably what was going to come out of his mouth, but no, like there was actually a little bit of downtime, you know, like the heroes were at their biggest low before they could save the day. It just moved so fast because, hey, we're good now. We got to go lift that island and set foot on it. So they continue on with their last mission. Maui has to raise the entire island so Moana can touch it. They've kind of figured out that's how we need to connect again. They just need to step foot on that island. It'll break the curse. And Nalo actually lightning zapped Maui's powers away, which I thought was really cool. And I thought he was going to be permanently like that, and I was very pissed off about it because I was like, that is... Oh, I am not going to watch Moana 3 if that's going to be the case. Moana's going to be the demigod and Maui's not going to be. But now he ended up getting zapped. So Moana has to go and swim to the bottom of the ocean to go actually touch the island. I like the fact that she got zapped, man. That was really cool. She was almost making it, and I actually thought that she was going to touch it because, Disney movie. I thought she was actually going to touch it when she got all the way to the ground. Before she touched it, she was just right there. Lightning zapped. They killed her. Obviously, they were going to bring her back. I don't know how I feel. Like, I have so much mixed opinions with this movie. Maui swims down. Tattoos are gone. Maui is just immortal. But all of Moana's ancestors end up building like a nice spatial bubble for them to breathe in. Maui's crying, but I have trouble like actually feeling the moment because I know that Moana's obviously going to get revived. I don't know what it is. I just didn't care for the way she got revived. I don't know how else you could have possibly done it, but it was very predictable. The grandma showed up, all of her ancestors showed up, and hey, we're just going to bring Moana back, but now she's a demigod. Now she has powers, but we didn't get to see those powers. And then I had like, I just didn't like it because I thought Moana was going to be the demigod. Maui wasn't going to be, but it all ended up okay. Maui was going to be a demigod again, but Moana ended up touching the island. Maui ended up lifting the island. Moana set foot on the island. Curse broken. All is good. They get the island back. The island is beautiful. People come sailing in. And again, the movie ends very quickly because all of a sudden they're home. Moana's a hero. Moana's got sick tattoos. Everybody's praising her. And all of the ocean's people are coming to join them. Everybody's coming together as if they wouldn't have waged war right away. Yeah, that's humanity. We're not going to conquer. We're not going to start wars. Yeah, we're going to be all happy, but I know it is a Disney movie. It's just like completely unrealistic, as if like there wouldn't have been an attack 2 seconds into that happening. But the movie ends with them sailing again, and Moana, I guess, showed her powers as a new demigod. She could see through the ocean somehow. She's ended up making her staff go into the ocean, kind of like a line showed up, and the movie kind of ended. You see my problem with this, like the way that I even broke down this review? The movie just went like, go, 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 and never really stopped. I would have liked to see them stop. They took the stopping part like at the beginning of the movie, setting things up. Why couldn't they have just made a 3-hour movie and kind of done that the entire time? I don't really get it. The movie was good. I enjoyed it. Like, again, it was, like I said, go, 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 and it wasn't bad, bad, bad. It was good, good, good. But the first one was great. None of the music hit for me. I forgot to mention that. You're Welcome was an absolute banger, and I got all excited when Dwayne Johnson was going to sing again because I legitimately do like his voice. I got all excited because, yeah, we're going to get another You're Welcome, and that just didn't hit the same either, man. I don't know. Like, I'm excited for the third movie because the post-credit scene was interesting. I love the crab showing up. That was really funny. But Nalo's planning his revenge. He looks really cool. I'm excited to see that. Now that Moana and Maui can fight together, they could probably be together now. I don't know if there's ever going to be any romance there. Who knows? But regardless, like, I think it's setting up for a third movie. I'll definitely be watching the third movie, but this one had a lot of mixed opinions for me. But I really, really enjoyed the artwork. The team absolutely outdid themselves. I'd love to know what you think about Moana 2 down below. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Why don't you check out this playlist over here about any Marvel movie? You can check it out. We've done reviews on so many things, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.